Welcome everyone to the final piece of this season's new 26, the top 10 of the season. Now, we've done other top 10s and top 26s here, but none of them have been nearly as hard as this group of top 10 have been. Why? Because over the course of the season, I have given out an amazing 11 6 out of 6s. Just for those that are new to this or haven't watched in a while, a 6 out of 6 is a perfect score. It is an episode that I would rewatch multiple times, and I consider the best of episodes of Friendship is Magic. Of this season's episodes, 11 qualify, which means I've got more than 10, and all 10 of these are all 6s. So they could practically go anywhere. And sure, I may be in the minority of YouTubers when it comes to this season about its quality, but I've been in the minority of just about everything else in life, so what else is new? When choosing the order for this top 10, though, that's where it has become nearly impossible. Other than the top 4, that is. From 5 to 10, it has been a difficult, head-scratching, headache-inducing, sleep-depriving mental endeavor, seeing that I can't physically write anything down, but all the same. That's what happens when you've been choosing or trying to choose between your favorite kids when you just have 26 to choose from, and 11 of them have wound up being worthy of the choice. So, I'm going to attempt, in vain, to do this. From 10 to 1. But in order to start there, we have to start with the episode that didn't make it. There are a lot of episodes that could fit in this slot, but the one that I chose is the one that I chose for the 11th slot could have easily been in the 10 slot and could have easily even been higher on the list, that is. It came down between 2 episodes. So, for that matter, The End and Friend happened to be the winner here. Now, a lot of people don't like The End and Friend. I won't sugarcoat it. I'm probably in the minority. Rainbow Dashes and Rarity's constant arguing throughout the episode. The constant dislike and disconnect between the two. The breakup of the friendship and then the sudden makeup. But again, like everything in New 26, the moral takes lead president. To mean this. That you can agree to disagree or to not like other things that other people do like. And sometimes it does create a wedge between the two of them. This moral is expertly placed and handled. even if the arguing can be grating at times. It can be really, really nice if you give the episode a second thought or a second watch and look at it from a different viewpoint. It's actually better than it has any right to be, because any episode that features Rainbow Dash at her annoying best could be considered among some of the least, but this episode didn't. It was primarily powered on moral alone that got it up here, let alone a fine ending for that matter. But it wasn't strong enough to crack maybe the strongest top 10 I've ever done in the history of this channel. So what exactly did? Usually most countdowns start from the bottom to the top, but there's so little distance between the bottom and the top of this list. When you get to about 6, that I think I'm going to actually go in reverse order and give you the best episode of the season. And mind you, yes, I am counting Best Gift Ever as part of the season in question. Why do I bring this up now? Because in about 5 minutes, you'll understand why. So let's start with the best. Any list to me earns its validation in 2 ways. 1, if the bottom episode at the bottom can be validated through any means of debate, and 2, whether the top episode can be validated through any means of debate or otherwise. In other words, if you can't agree on the top and the bottom, then the rest of the list is invalid. Because then you're just arguing semantics. When it comes to the top of this list, there's only one episode that fits it. The Heartwarming Club. Yes, it wouldn't be the first time the Christmas episode has hit the high water marks of ponydom. Trust me, this would be about the 3rd if you count, Christmas Carol from last season, among others. But Heartwarming Club does the typical "it's Christmas so it's cute and awesome" thing, and elevates it to a writing level that it has vastly no business of getting to. From starting out as a simple "who did the terrible thing and who will get the punishment" to an earth-shattering gut punch, this episode has it all. And let's be honest, if not for another episode later on this list that could be viewed out as the Student 6's coming out party, this episode certainly fits the bill. Like everything new 26, moral is the strong point here. And this episode has one of the strongest morals that the series can provide. If matter of principles can be unfairly debated as being one of the worst, then this episode can be clearly debated as one of the best. It doesn't matter what your family is, whether creed, denomination, rich, poor. In the holidays, family is everything, and anybody is family. It's really, really heartwarming and gets to the center point of what makes Christmas, or I guess in this world, heartwarming, so much fun and a proper and not overly commercialized reason and version of the Christmas season. Plus, everything of the structure to its ending to its message is done nearly perfectly. If a Christmas carol from years gone by is another great message on the morals of Christmas, this episode fits right in there. That's why it's the top of the list. The best of the best. So now that you know what the top of the list looks like, what's the bottom of the list look like? Well, the bottom of the list, the 10th spot, was argued all over the place in my mind. There were plenty of episodes that could fit it, and plenty of episodes that couldn't. Ultimately, I chose A Rock Hoop and a Hard Place to be the bottom of the list. And trust me, it had to battle a few episodes in order to stay there. The importance of storytelling and historical preservation is the key moral here in the fish out of water story is relatable, especially if you feel like you're going into something that you may be a little too old for. But also the additions of the other pillars of Equestria, aka the Legends of Magic from their comic series, showing what they've been up to since the season 7 finale, and some groundedness, and allows us to catch up properly. And they're all done well, with Rock Hoop's plight being relatable, funny, and ultimately likable. Yeah, it can be kind of tough to do episodes of a fish out of water, a misplaced senior, but this episode does it in just the right way. How somebody from a different time and era is struggling with historical change, and whether sometimes when we do this, some people even struggle with being part of the history they're trying to grow out of. It's stronger moral than most in the fandom will give credit for, but I'm willing to give it credit here. That's why it's at the bottom of this list at 10. So now you know the top and the bottom. So, from here on in, it's up to your own subjectivism of what you think about the rest of it, and whether it fits in. But like I said, numbers 2 through 5 were pretty much easy to do. So I'll give it to you them quickly. 2 is Best Gift Ever, the aforementioned other Christmas special that I added officially to the list. This episode takes place right after Heartwarming Club, if we're doing directly from a timeline's perspective. And it continues the message started off from Heartwarming Club and puts a nice little Christmas bow on it. You could say Best Gift Ever and Heartwarming Club could be 1 and 1A. That's how strong these two episodes are as a tandem. About the gift of friendship being the strongest gift of all. Yes, it's a corny friendship is magic in big exclamation points kind of moral set, but it works perfectly here. But it also tackles things like not knowing the right gift to give about the commercialism of Christmas and the idea of the perfect gift. Trying to make that perfect gift for that some pony special. The idea of tackling the stress of last minute Christmas shopping and Christmas preparations. All the things that we typically do around the Christmas season, even if we don't want to admit we do it, are done with a sense of humor and a sense of pony flair. From everything from Shining and Cadence and Playheart having a ball to Discords rhymed out Rainbow Dash to the Secret Santa motif and the swapping of gifts and not knowing what to do and being totally confused like Spike. We've all been there at some way, shape, form, or fashion, which makes Best Gift Ever a certain eye-opener for any adult especially that has gone through the Christmas doldrums. But it's fun, entertaining, lighthearted, with the perfect message for kids. Way to balance the two out and way to give the season a proper close. That's why it's 2. 3 is what lies beneath the other episode that I mentioned that could be used as the Student 6's coming out party. As a way of facing your fears and learning to overcome them with the power of your friends and your close-knitted group by your side. But also not letting things like color, creed, or creature get in between that makings of your friendships, even if it may disappoint a few. Every one of the new Student 6 is given a specific fear and a great highlighting moment to overcome it. Plus, we learn that the tree is completely sentient, that being the tree of harmony, too. And it leads into the cliffhanger that will ultimately end the season. Speaking of that season ender, it was not strong enough to make the list. But the season opener sure was. School Rays introduced our brand new Student 6 and totally showcased why they would later gel in later episodes. Introducing the then thought evil and misplaced Chancellor Naysay, as well as the School of Friendship. Yes, buy our toys for the cynical ones. But the School of Friendship earns its place and belonging not only in this episode, but thanks to episodes later in the season, and inadvertently set the groundwork for the season-long arc that we didn't see coming. With references and expansion due to the movie and the acknowledgement of all the races from the movie, it directly picks up from there and has a good message about ways and types of education. And now maybe the American education system could be a bit flawed due to its lack of individual learning techniques, and standardized testing. Yes, it's more of an adult moral than a kid's moral, but it still works out strongly and is a great first impression to an otherwise up and down first half. Now, when we get to 5 through 9, it gets a bit iffy from there. So, I won't bother you with long-winded stuff. Just know that episodes like Marks for Effort, and just know that episodes like Marks for Effort and other episodes certainly battle their way through to the list. Even great episodes like Meltdown and Granny's Gone Wild just barely missed it because of their 5 rankings. While the weakest episodes, Yakety Sax, Horseplay, and Mod Couple didn't hit, and Washouts completely washed out. And of course, the aforementioned Matter of Principles didn't make it either. Even episodes like Sounds of Silence, that are known for their strong songs didn't make it either. Just know that making the list was the hardest thing to do. So, ultimately, I've come to this decision. It's not so much that there aren't 10 episodes to give the 10 spots to. It's that why should we even give spots? The episode by and large, due to its strong second half, ended up, by our rating scale standards, being the best season of the series to date. And I stand by that. Even if I'm going to end up being alone on an island or two. All of these episodes, even the 5s that wouldn't make the legitimate list all together, deserve to be recognized and acknowledged for their strengths. For a series that is literally 9 years in to be providing some of the most divisive but some of the most interesting and heartwarming fare at this point in the series' life is a testament to the writers, producers, and animators of this show, and this season even existing at the level of quality that I see it as is something worthy of a reward. So what started out maybe as a top 10 list of the season has practically morphed into what you're hearing right now and what you're seeing right now. A video and just appreciation of what season 8 is. And I can only hope that if season 9 is indeed the end of the road, that the road to Gen 4 closes with the strongest season of them all. The hardest thing to do in anything is the start and the finish. And this finish will be not only waited on, it will be scrutinized, it will be criticized, and every episode in this supposed last set of 26 will probably make up the show's short-term legacy. But make no mistake, for us to even be sitting here saying that 2019 will be my 5th year in doing reviews, but the 9th year in watching this show is absolutely insane. Sure, they had a lot of pressure coming off of their first big-time movie, and of course the followed season 7 up. And by and large, they succeeded, answering a lot of questions, continuing a lot of bearings like Road to Friendship did, or even now seeing the comics directly integrate and continue on plot threads, such as Comics 71 and 72 did. Speaking of 72, that is worthy of its own review that will be coming sooner than you may think. But by and large, this season I deeply appreciate, despite its many, many flaws. No, it's not perfect, and historically it might be viewed as down near the bottom, but it's not because of a lack of effort or lack of caring. In fact, most shows at this point have stopped caring, and this group of writers, producers, and other things have put their full effort, and I expect that full effort once again, and you can expect my full effort when it comes around again in the new 26th season that we are officially right now entitling 9 to 5. Yes, the bus ride of Vigilante 8 is over, and this semester of class has concluded. We have all learned a bunch of things, a bunch of stuff, and I certainly have as well. But despite my early feelings of this season maybe going down in dumps, this show once again proved to me that it's much stronger than a few bad eggs. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I appreciate the whole thing. Flaws and all. There weren't just 10 great episodes. There were about 21 of them. And that's hard to pull off in any season of any show. But this show not only did it here, it did it more consistently. And that's why this video took the shape that it took. This entire season needs to be appreciated on effort alone. Your opinions on these episodes and how I scored them can be perfectly subjective. Shoot, you can hate the season for all I matter, but at least coming from this man, Nirvana Sparkle, I enjoyed this season. Even at times where I wanted to bang my head against the wall, I massively enjoyed it. And just giving this season a proper close, if not the list that I may have promised, this video was super important because it needed to be said. Great shows don't stay great forever. and they don't even stay at the middle forever. The fact that Friendship is Magic has found a way to stay this way in its later years is a miracle. Now, I can only hope that the end is deserving of all the years of dedication, knowing that Gen 5 in itself may never be able to reach the heights that Gen 4 has reached. I will be there. I can only hope that it ends with a good example to follow, instead of trying to be the mouthwash of a bad taste at the end. That's been this season. Follow the links at the end part of the video to get to the entire playlist of every review this season and to learn how they're all individually scored if you're curious. Or you can hit up my latest review for the video game Soul Calibur 6 if you're interested for out of pony material. But until next time, the pony material is not ending. Not now, not ever. But as for this season of New 26, I hope it finds peace, as do you, in your own nirvana. Thanks for joining me on this crazy ride. Now you can get off the bus. Finally.